find the children we no, but we did not get it. Okay, so even no, I did not get a chance to work on that. But no, most of the people are working for the new version. No, most of the people are having no, facing some challenges in the new version. Let me share my screen. So we are talking about anchor based activity. What is the purpose of using anchor based activity? So in the anchor based activity, so how it works is first name, company name. Okay, I have to provide the data. Company and then phone number. Correct, right? See, here I am filling the data manually. What are the fields are here? That means what are the elements are here. So in order to fill all the data into this form. So for that I'm now filling company name. Let us have the let us have 5 rows. So in order to fill this data, fill the form with the details. So here when I entered email and submit. See, okay, the position of the fields has been changed. So in order to fill the detail, fill this form, if the form is not static, dynamic. Okay, if the fields in the form are changing regularly, that means for each and every attempt, the position of the elements are changing. So in order to automate this kind of applications, we have to use anchor based activity. docs.uapod.com. Then fine. So here I will use what is that anchor base. So we'll see what is the the purpose of using anchor base. A container that searches for a searching for a UI element by using other UI elements as anchors. This should be used when a reliable selector is not available. Okay. So for reliability reason, it is recommended to avoid use of the IDX attribute in selectors. See, IDX is for when you consider this element. So we will get the IDX is nothing but the position of the element in the form. See, it will be in the first position. It is in the second position. Okay, so the first position is email, and second one is company name. Okay, that is index. Where in which position. 1, 2, 3. Say here, if you consider 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like okay. First one is email, and second one is company name, and third one is first name, and the fourth one is role in company, and fifth one is address. So like this, if you consider all these things, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like. So now it is in the first position. Okay, company name in second position. When I click on submit, see, what is the value? What is the element in the first position? Phone number is there, and in the second position, first name is there. So that is called IDX. So whenever you are going for selectors, so IDX will be, see, if it is a simple numbers, it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we cannot put anything into that. If the IDX value in the selectors like some first name is there, FIRS. If we get the IDX value like this, so we can use if it is changing, maybe after first first name, first number. So some any one of the value is changing after the first. Then we can put star. So we don't need to use anchor base. We can use this one. So what it does? So it will identify what are the value it comes. So we have seen dynamic selectors and static selectors, right? So dynamic selectors, yeah, we can replace the value star. Similarly, the same can be applicable here. So that is the in order to know why do you use for anchor base? That is the anchor position. If the container element is anchored, the following options are available. Auto bottom. See, I will tell you. Yesterday, okay. This is the. Oh, they are also using the same. Anchors are used when you want to interact with an element that is unstable selector. So you have to explain this in the interview. See, whenever you are attending interviews, so you have to explain the proper terminology. So this is unstable selector. What is the selectors? In this example of workflow, writes a particular text string in a field which changes its position every time that web page loads. Okay. So anchor base. So here, whenever you are using an anchor base, we always have to use the first one is a find element always. Okay, that is the design, because we are talking about whether particular element is find or not. So if it is find that element, then automatically we will anchor base, and then I will tell you this one we'll speak about whether it will be in the right side or in the so now come to open a way path. Friends, I would like to ask you one question. See, did you understand this? What is the purpose of using anchor base? So like now, see, I used maybe attach window or open browser. What is this? So repeat a number of times. There is one activity. See, without using, like for example, if you want to uh, execute one loop for 100 times, so I need to write for loop for. So like now, see how to use it for each. For each. So here I will use Control K. Count. So what I use? Sorry, I will use 100 here, and I will use count. Sorry. So if you want to loop it, so the value should be in a array. So I can use. So here I can define 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like that. I can use. So if you want to do that for okay. So now how many times you have to do? We would like to do 100 times. I don't know why it is now. I'm taking one assign activity, and the assign activity I have to see. Again, it has to go for means. So anyway, like now here we are using for loop, so it will go. So we don't need to use any like now count plus. So here I will use whatever it may be. But like now the situation, so here I did not define any what is it? I did not define any array. So I use repeat number of times. So what is the input? So how many times you would like to repeat the same execution? So I gave 5. So starting at position 1. So here and like now what is the for each? So it is what is that? Okay, current item and then like number we gave as 5. Inside that under the do activity we use anchor. So in that, so anchor base. The first one is I used find element. So in the find element, what it does, so I would like to see one thing. So here, when I go for anchor base, so what is the input? Anchor base. Select this drop down. Left, top, right, bottom, on top. So by default it is auto. So that means that see, if you go for this website, so this is called anchor. We can call it a label. Okay, phone number is the anchor. So phone number is a label. So phone number. So when it comes to the phone number, so where it is this phone number is on top. Correct, right? Anchor is on top. So immediately it will change. Like no, it goes to on top of that anchor, and like no, see which one it will identify. So next one we need to enter the value in this text box. So this is the text box where we enter the data. So that like no control name is called text box. So for each and every case, it will be like this. Whatever it may be. See, the first one is the anchor, that is called a label, and then followed by under that. So we have a text box. So that is the reason here like no anchor equal to anchor position equal to top. So for example, in some cases, like now we'll have the we'll have like name, okay, and text box, and then like now label, then text box like this. Okay, so see first one is label. See like now instead of like now first name, like now in some cases where we will have a invoice number, invoice name, like now or vendor name, vendor number, okay, or company. Okay, so there might be a lot of fields in the real time. So it will be like this in this position. Then in that case we have to change the anchor position to left. Okay, so if the anchor position is left in the sense like this. Okay, the first one is label and then followed by text box. So label, text box, like that. Okay, see in this case whatever the element it might be, whether it is a text box or it is a drop down value or it is a checkbox or it is a bud. Like no, if the nature of the control is dynamic, that means it is always changing whenever for each and every iteration or for each and every like no click on happen on this page. If it is changing the position, then definitely we should like no select like no anchor base. So in interview questions, like no, what are the challenges you face? This is one of the challenge where so you can tell that like no, whenever I'm working on one application. So some of the fields like see tell only like no, one or two or three fields where like no, we have to enter what is that vendor name or like no, we have to enter some what is that patient name or like now, for example, if it is a healthcare, sorry, if it is a healthcare, so we have to provide a provider name, okay, or third party name. So in that case, like now, where it is always changing their position. So for that we have used anchor base, okay, and then that is one of the challenge where we face, okay. So we can tell this in interview. Okay, so now we will do. Okay, this is the purpose of using like no the position where we would like to use this anchor position. That means like no come over here and this anchor base. So I will use top. So now we will change if I use bottom or right. Okay. So see, it always change based on the on top. Auto. Okay. So this is how we do. So now we'll see the use case where we need to fill like no I have 5 employees data. I have to fill all the 5 users data into the RPA challenge base. So now we have to use the real case scenario, like no real time case scenario. Like first, what we have to use? Excel application scope. So we have to provide the path, correct? So where is the path? Where is this application? Sorry, where is this? File has been saved. Save browser. We will save in the desktop. RPA challenge. Okay, I use workbook. So after this, what we have to do? So we have to read range activity, and this read range activity. So we are reading all the data, and then what is this? So we have to create a output data table. So now the data is available, and then after that, which activity we have to use? So we need to read the data from the data table, right? So we have to use for each row data. Yes or no? So come over here. So for each row data table, where the data is available. So data is available, output data. And then, so what we have to do? Open browser. In this open browser, we have to use this web application. So we have to provide the path of this. Open browser. So after this, what we have to do? Browser type is Chrome. And then now use anchor base. So in this anchor base, so we have to select the top and bottom, correct? So what is the anchor? Find element. So in the find element, indicate inside the website. So what is the first one? Is address. See, like now first one I am like now selected as a label. So the like now first in the anchor base, first one we have to select as a anchor. That means in the label. What is this? So to easy understand, it is a address, right? Address. Okay. So and then next, what is the drag and like no drop activities? Where we have to enter the data, right? We have to enter the data into the So now select only this text box. The first one is identifying the label. The second one is like now what is the text we would like to input. So this is address. Enter. So what is the value we have to enter? So here under the text, what is the value we have to enter? So where the data is available now? The data is available in current row, correct? So current row dot item of dot item sorry, PA challenge. So what is that? Address. See, we have to provide the same name. So if you do any spelling mistake, it will not identify. Current row does address. So what is this? So from object to string, it is telling where it is. Open browser and dot to string. So there is no errors. So like that. So we have to do right now for how many we have to do? This anchor base we have to do for same. Come over here. The anchor base. Okay. And top left. So like this. Anchor base. How many values? 3. Anchor base. Okay. So then the same can be here. Find element. Come down. And After that, type into okay. Now first name. F5 or SP. First name. So then type into enter first name. So here current dot item of, it should be same, right? First name dot to string. Check. Do you have any error? What is this? So there is no error. First name now my system is stuck. What happened? So, oh, friends, my system got something. It was rotating, rotating, rotating. Studio closed the active project due to a critical internal error. You may try to reopen the file. I don't know why it was happening. Oh God, whatever we have done, it is lost. This was happened because of I did not save it. So what are the amount of time we spent, each and everything, all the amount of time is wasted. Again, we have to do. So I will make it work. No, I do this code no, offline. Um, Tomorrow we'll see this. Okay, the exercise. I don't know. So I feel like no, if like no anybody like no will feel bored because like no I have to do from the beginning. What are the activities like no we took like so for each and everything we have to do. So I do it like no if you are able to if you want to stay you can stay otherwise tomorrow I will tell you like no the same like no whatever it is there we have to run it. So we almost did right. So we have to run it and see the output like no how it was working. Okay. So again, like in order to do each and every work, like everything, it will take at least like 15 to 20 minutes, right? So I will make it workable and I will explain. If you are able to stay, you can. Otherwise, you can leave the session. It's all depends. But like no, I will explain that tomorrow. Like no, all this. So like this, we have to do for all the six. This is one of the fastest way. Click on plus and click on this. So this is it works. So how many are required? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we need to have 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we have 6. So we require one more now. So click on plus and like now double click on this. So it will come. And like now come over here, select the top. Okay, come over here, select top. Same way. Like now we have to do for all the 7 anchor based activities. Because like no, rather than giving like no one by one like that, so we can keep all the same related activities, right? All the activities take at one time and do. What we have to do now after this, we have to use what is it? Find element. No? Where it is? Find element. So better to save it. At least we can save some effort. Find element. Okay. So and then come over here. So do for each and everything. Find element. Come down. This is for third, I believe. Just maybe I don't know why it was stuck. Like now it was closed. Today I would like to discuss one more activity. Element exist. So I told right. So what are the concepts we are going to discuss now? These are all very crucial. That means like very important. So done that too. In real time, we will use always this like no these activities only. So on now. Type into type into I don't think that like no, this is the only way. Like no, see, based on the number of elements, like no, it will take time. Maybe in some of the applications, like no, where we will have this is where like no, why it will take like no, uh, at least like no one day in order to if you have like no use case like this. So there you have to enter all. See, designing is like no, like what is that? Like no, it will take one day at least. Like no, if you have this number of fields, or like no, you will have like no more number of fields, like no 15 to 20 each and every page. So for that, like no, you have to do all these things like no one by one. So there is no other shortcut other than this. You don't think that like no, do you have any shortcuts for this? You have to do that in any like no tool, whether it is a like no, but depends on the like no use case like no whatever the like no fields are there in each and every case, so we have to use like no these many activities. Okay, so now indicate on screen address. First we will identify all the elements, save, and then indicate address. Okay, after that like now we will, so what we do, current row dot item of address dot. So we will take this. After that, we will change like now only the first name, last name, or whatever it may be. Okay. Now, first name, here I missed it. Indicate on screen, first name, paste here. Okay. So we will change the values later. Once we do this, now last name. phone number. After phone number, what is this? Company name. Company name. Indicate on screen. So after this, role in company, save it. Role in company. Indicate on screen. Role in company. The last one is email. Enter email. Now open the input file. RPH, right? So take one by one. Copy first name, or what is this email? We'll go one by one. So in this we have to replace email. So however, what are the values like now? What are the like now the column names are there in the input file? The same column name we have to use. Column like no, in a real time column names will not change, but there might be a changes where like no, if you provide a index value, there might be a change like no, to change the index value. So do not give index values like index of 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it may fail like no in some cases, but like no, if we give the column name wherever it may be, like no, there is no it is not required, like no, it has the column name should be in this position. For example, like no, this is also one of the very important in like no, sorry, in real time when you are working on see here, first name here, no, like no, the first column is first name. So this first column name, he will be like no any one of the like no index. So it might be of the like no 10th column, it might be of 20th column, it might be of 50th column. So, okay, so wherever it is there, it will go and fetch the column name. But you give the index, so what is there in the index? Say for example, like now for development environment, the index is a first name. The first like no zero, like in the 0th position is first name. Maybe in the development like sorry, in the testing environment or production environment, the input file may change, and like now the first name comes as a phone number, or like now in the last name comes as a company. So in that case, like now it will not like no what is that, input the data in a correct field. So that is the reason people always like no recommended to use what is that, column names. Here phone number, so how it is. See some of the cases like now if that is the case, like now we will like now ask our client, we have to ask our client provide the standard template. So, so see, nothing wrong whenever you ask, but like no, they should able to see how to explain to the client what are the difficulties if you provide the data like this. See, if the like no input data provided by a manuals, like that means like no humans. If it is like no some of the cases the input file is generated by the system. In that case, like no you cannot do anything. Whatever the format it is coming, so you have to accept it and you have to do that. There is no other way of doing that. That you have to consider. That is what like no see like no what and all like no we are speaking. You have to remember like no whenever you are attending an interview, and you have to explain. So this is all the like no things. Like no I have faced the challenges like no the data which is like no coming to the client like no this one, and we ask them to like no change it like that. Okay, and we have used like no this is the last one I believe. So, hmm? so, sorry. So the last one is after enter all this data, what we have to do? We have to click on the button, right? Submit button. So we have to check where it is, where it is ending. So this is ending here. So here only. We have to use. Did we
Merge.
Very slow. What happened? Activity timeout exceeded. Container nonsense. So we have to use open browser. We have to open the application, right? It is a one-time activity. So we should not use this inside a loop. Correct? Only one time it has to open. Control K. Even you have to change this sequence. So I want to use plus, and here close tab. Correct. Double click on this. So here we have to use pass the UI browser. So after this, we want to close it.